Alright, and we are back in the Smogon Tour for round one of brackets. This round we are going up against somebody named Parrot. I think Parrot6632 is their Smogon or something. I'm going to call him Parrot. But yeah, I'm going to actually, for these bracket games, get a bit more in depth on them because it's going to be only one game per video, and I have all the matchups and the builds and stuff. So yeah. Without further ado, let's get right into analyzing this matchup. As you can see, we have our Terra Chien-Pao, we have a Gholdengo, Azumarill, Glimmora, Iron Jugulus, Mudsdale, Primeape, and Arbolivo, which was our team that got us that 4-0 records in pools and that round 1 bye. I think technically like round 2 counts as like round 3 of the tournament. Pools was round 1. Obviously the round that we did not play was round 2. But yeah, getting into this, we have Great Tusk, Scizor, Iron Hands, Sylveon, Talonflame, Dondozo, Terra, Espathra, and Bronzong. And Terra Espathra, let me just tell you, is a menace. Like, that thing with an appropriate Terra type can 6-0 most teams. Thankfully, it does have a bit of 4 move slot syndrome against my team, because it obviously wants stored power to do big damage to things, and it wants some type of coverage for my Dark types, and it wants some type of coverage for my Gholdengo. So there's plenty of options for its Terra type though, and it's probably going to opt for something that can resist as much of my priority as possible. So there's that. Great Tusk is obviously super duper scary for my team with just like what it provides and what it does. I don't have a great switch into it, just like the stabs kind of go hard. A late game Sword Stance Scizor, same, could be very very scary. Iron Hands, that mon is just like a bitch, you can't really like take it down in one hit. Sylveon is fat and annoying, but I can go either Glimmora or a Gholdengo on it, so it's not like the biggest threat in the world. But it is very, very annoying for like my Jugulus to take out, or my Chien-Pao later in the game, if I do not Terra well around it. Talonflame is fast and can be annoying, but overall isn't that big of a threat to my team, I would say. Dondozo is just fat physical wall, will probably come in some fashion to try to take on my Chien-Pao and my Azumarill. Spathra is obviously that Terra Demon that I addressed initially. I think it will 100% come and smash me. And then Bronzong is kind of passive here. It doesn't need to come, it can come. Just like, if I see it, I'm assuming it's going to be like a Colbur Berry set into what I have, but like, it's free Gholdengo, it's free like Iron Jugulus, is free Chien-Pao. It is not that good into me. So yeah, that is the that's the matchup. And so if we go ahead and get into the build that we have, you can see it right over here. We've got that Mudsdale with EQ, Rock, Smackdown, and Protect. He really doesn't have something that appreciates just like strong Mudsdale Earthquakes repeatedly. Protect lefties is a way for this thing to stay healthy. Rocks are obviously very, very nice here. And then Smackdown is for the Bronzong, and can also nuke a Talonflame. Up next, you see the Iron Jugulus with U-Turn, Flash Cannon, Hurricane, and Dark Pulse. This thing's just kind of meant to come in, and he doesn't really like taking Hurricanes outside of Sylveon, and U-Turning on the Sylveon is very, very good. And then up next, we have Chien-Pao Terra Electric, Chien-Pao with a Life Orb, Terra Blast, Crunch, Psychic Fangs, and Ice Shard, and I plan on leading with this thing and 2-KOing Dondozo. That's how it went in most of the mocks that I played. I led it into something that it wasn't very favorable for my opponent, and then I just Terra Blasted twice to take out that Dozo. Gholdengo is good. It's got an air balloon. This is my main counterplay to a Great Tusk. It really shouldn't carry knockoff here unless it's worried about Gholdengo with an air balloon. So that's kind of what I was thinking, is that initially this can be my pivot, and then as I scout for knockoff throughout the game, I have options. Azumarill with a band seemed very, very good, especially when I was repeatedly getting that Dozo killed early. I felt like this was a very, very reliable mon to enable the strategies that I was sort of going for. And then lastly was a Glimmora with a Rocky Helmet and a Sludge Wave, Power Gem, Energy Ball, and Spikes, and this thing was just damaging everything really, really well. Really, really nicely, and I've got a ton of bulk investment, and this thing, its main idea is that it can come in freely on Talonflame, and even if that thing just like U-turns, we still get a layer up of T-Spikes, and we additionally have spikes on it if like they stay in, and we can get up some hazards. Hazard stack seemed very, very nice into them, and the combination of Sludge Wave, Power Gem, and Energy Ball was really, really good as a nuke for most of their options. So yeah, with that quick build, we can get into the battle. Alright, and we are here for this battle, and as you guys can see, the Talonflame was benched and the Scizor was benched. And at the start of the battle for me, I was like, huge relief. Swords Dance Scizor was very, very scary for me. And it not being there is huge. Talonflame not being there is kind of expected, but it does open up my Golden Go a good amount. And yeah, like I said in the builder, I had a dedicated lead, and I was always going to follow that, and that being Qianpao. And as you can see, Qianpao just leads into the Bronzong. I assumed a Colbur Berry Bronzong would come, or it would swap. Either way, Terra Blast Electric was my click, as they end up body pressing, and we chew that up easily. And then they go into the Great Tusk. I was like, it's kind of a risky play to go into Great Tusk here. No way they do it right, but they end up doing it and blanking my Terra Blast, so good on them. And here, if they click knockoff, I would have been very, very surprised at this point in the game, when they especially do not even know that I have an air balloon on my Golden Go. So that's kind of what I end up doing, is making that play into my Golden Go, as they just close combat. And from here, no Shadow Ball resist is very, very free. So Dondozo comes in and takes a fat Shadow Ball, and I get my Jugulus in on Earthquake, which is nice. And then, as you can see, I can kind of put him in a Vortex here. Not necessarily a Vortex, but they're not going to give me more chip on that Dozo. As you can tell, that Dozo is not leftovers, so it can't recover unless it is rest, and it's probably Rocky Helmet too, just like based on that assumption of it not being leftovers. So I just hit that U-turn and get in my Glimmora here to get up a layer of spikes. I felt like would be nice, because the Bronzong could obviously come in and annoy me. But then I get my Iron Jugulus back in from here, as they choose to Trick Room, which I thought was interesting. And yeah, from here I still expected them to be Colbur Berry, as they go ahead and you saw get up their rocks. I just clicked a U-turn. I figured that was a no drawback play, and I get my Mudstale in, because at this point my Mudstale in Trick Room does kind of look scary for them. And they Sunny Day as I get my rocks up, and they Espathra on my Smackdown, and Trick Room's up for another turn, so I get that fast Earthquake off, and then they Calm Mind, and I chew anything, even this Energy Ball. As you guys can see, we ate that up, and I Earthquake, and down goes the Espathra. And from here, Great Tusk comes in, Photosynthesis will go off, and I'm curious as to what it wants to click, so I go ahead and Protect, and it does reveal Knockoff, which I thought was kind of interesting. But it revealed Knockoff, so I was like, okay, Mudsteel's kind of fine as a sack here, and we can stall some Sun Turns out, as they knock again, and get rid of my lefties, as I just EQ, and get off actually a good amount of chip. I just Protect to stall one final Sun Turn, but then I don't Protect there, I just die to Hyper Voice, let my Glimmora in, go for a Power Gem, expecting the Bronzong to come in, and I wanted to be able to 2KO that. Even though at this point I kind of realized it's not a threat. It has Body Press as its only attacking move, and it is Heat Rock, so that is a thing. But they just Calm Mind with their Sylve, which I thought was weird, and I just Sludge Wave it, do 54 as they Calm Mind again. They probably thought that I didn't have Sludge Wave by my first Power Gem click. They reveal Protect, but again are not leftovers, so it doesn't really matter. And then Hands comes in, as I just Sludge Wave the Hands, get damage off on it. They reveal Citrus Berry and Belly Drum, and the poison doesn't matter because obviously it doesn't really have priority, and we kill it regardless. Dondozo comes in, Dondozo dies to Energy Ball, and you can see this is just kind of a Glimmora masterpiece at the end. Power Gem, just 14, Body Press comes out, doesn't matter, dies to my Helmet, and my Toxic Debris goes off. Tusk comes in and will die to Tusk, but they'll die to Helmet and Poison, so we end up taking this game 4-0, moving our record to round 4 of the bracket. I believe that is the round of, I think this was round of 256, so next round would be round of 128. So yeah, that is our Smogon bracket record. If you enjoyed, please be sure to let me know. And with all that being said, I know this was kind of quick, just one game, one showdown game, but I feel like we need to keep this tour content moving, and I don't want to spoil any individual week, so yeah, tune in next week and you can see how our round of 128 matchup goes. But yeah, with all that being said, leave a like if you enjoyed, and until next time, J Bear out. Peace.